Hi, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 43rd episode of Let's Talk About Market. So, we are finally seeing the Nifty index breaking the previous high of 25,220. Now, of course, we need to see whether we get the closing below that and whether the Nifty index sustains above that or no. But nevertheless, a lot of interesting developments are happening. And I think, this time we should talk more about slightly positional view. That is because a lot of things are aligning with the fact that maybe some good movement can happen in the coming weeks. I mean, that is what I anticipate. Now, why do we anticipate that, and what are the things that we need to watch out for on a day-to-day basis to know that the positional view that we are coming up with, whether all those data points are behaving or no that way. So that will be the discussion point for today. Let me quickly share my screen, and someone, as usual, can please let me know once you all are able to see my screen and you all are able to hear me properly. Okay, would require someone to give that confirmation in the chat box. Okay. Thanks, Samvat Kare. So I hope you all are able to hear me properly. Can someone please, give that confirmation? Uh, okay, wait a minute. I guess. Okay, thanks, Paul. Thanks for the confirmation. So, see, one thing I think, this is why we had designed this market overview this way. That, today, while the Nifty index was trying to break out, I just simply went and saw what are the stocks that are hitting 52-week high. And what I realize is majorly it's all banks. Yes Bank, SBI, PNB, RBL Bank, Indian Bank, and so on. So, it simply gives us the overview very quickly where to look at. Now, if you remember, we have been talking for quite some time about few sectors. So let me just quickly get over it one by one. Of course, we'll talk about Nifty, but let me quickly. So PSU Bank was one of the index that we were talking about, and what seems to be happening is that there was this breakout that we had seen. Okay, out of this resistance zone, there was a minor pullback, consolidation, and now again it seems to be rising higher. So over here, the broader trend seems to be looking up now. As I was analyzing this list, I realized that Can Bank was the one that has actually reached this high. So that suggests that Can Bank is much more stronger. So, just to give you the context, this is Canara Bank, right? And it is almost back towards this high. So that tells that Canara Bank is very strong. In fact, Indian Bank, which has always been an outperformer within PSU Bank, it has broken that long back. But yeah, I mean, today when I was checking the charts, that's where I realized that there are many stocks which were actually breaking out. Sometimes it doesn't click us, but nevertheless, I mean, it seems to be happening now. Of course, we will see how do we scan those stocks. Today might be a little long session, but I think it is required so that you understand how do we exactly think about it and how do we scan. Let me mute the tab. Okay, so this was the one. In fact, financial service was the one I forgot to mention yesterday, but we had spoken about this also. Wait, FinNifty. Okay, that is nothing but your financial service. So over here also, it seems to be breaking above the previous high. And overall, even if you see the weekly setup and so on, it's becoming very good now. I mean, up move, consolidation, and now it seems to be picking up. Similar thing, if you see in Bank Nifty, that is happening. It has already broken the previous high, and this week it can give a bullish crossover. Even on the daily chart, if you see, up move, consolidation, and now again it is trying to rise higher. So So yeah, I mean, in that sense, things are looking up. Now let's quickly look at the Nifty index and what it is telling us. So yesterday, the way Nifty had risen higher after taking support at the 40-hour exponential average, nearly over there. I mean, that itself was encouraging, and today we are getting a follow through of that. That is even better. I mean, it seems to be confirming that this minor correction is complete, and it should be rising higher. Typically, when such things happen, the initial thing that I do is that I end up drawing a channel just to know where the upper end can be, right? So if I do this, the upper end to me comes to somewhere around, yeah, so the upper end somewhere comes to around 25,475. Now that itself is a very important level. The reason being that once you look at the daily chart, so see, this is like a mini breakout that can happen right over here, and ultimately, there is a big cup and handle formation that seems to be happening. Now see, I'll tell you one thing very honestly. I mean, the such slanting cup and handles are sometimes not uh, it actually what ends up happening is that we think of it as this as cup and handle. What sometimes happens is that it will resist over here and then consolidate and then form a cup and handle and then move up. So I mean, these are all things that I have observed. But given the way this setup is, I think eventually we should be headed higher. And I'll be looking out for this trend line even more closely. So let me remove this trend line and let me look at this. Okay. So over here, basically this 26,250 was approx the high. So over there, we have been forming some lower highs. Now, somewhere if we break this previous high of 25,450, what it will lead to is a break above the previous high, a formation of higher top, higher bottom structure, and more importantly, a breakout from this bigger pattern. So in which case, even if I have to go by the size of the cup, which is basically, this is a classic technical that we follow, right? So say this is the size of the cup. Okay, over here, if I put it, this comes to almost around 30,000 level. Okay, now I mean, of course, for that you need this breakout also to happen. We should not be excited right away, but there are all the ingredients that are there for this breakout to now eventually occur. Even if you see the weekly chart, there has been a pullback, and now it seems to be turning around. And the more important part is that on the weekly chart, the Nifty index seems to be trading above both the key important weekly averages. Now, this again is very, very important from the context of what happens in the medium term. Okay, so this is the second factor. Like you saw, I mean, Bank Nifty turning around, Fin Nifty turning around. IT, we spoke about it recently. It seems to be coming off from big underperformance. And add to that, when you have many other sentiment indicators, which were medium term sentiment indicators, okay, which typically result into medium term moves. Like, say, for example, over here, client plus FII, we take the combination of both the position. When they came to an oversold zone, we eventually saw a big 15-18% kind of rally, right? Over here, similar thing. We ended up seeing 15-18% kind of rally. Over here, we ended up seeing the same thing. Now we are over here. Okay. To be very honest, my heart says that eventually this should be rising higher, because these patterns, I have seen it playing out again and again, and I think this time should be no difference. The only thing is that which this time has shocked me a bit is that the oversold conditions were there for a very, very long time. Okay. I mean, usually I have not seen it sustaining at lower levels for a very long time. I mean, it was barring COVID. sorry, this was the tax cut, and actually over there the dynamics were little different. But after COVID, you see, I mean, very for a very less time it has remained in that oversold zone. If at all it has come to that zone then. So that is honestly a new thing that I've observed. But even if you see the FI's positioning now in the last couple of days, there has been some minor covering that we have seen, but still a large part of the short covering play is still pending according to me. I think if that has to play out, I'll be only worried when this is somewhere over here, or it is reaching. Yeah, actually, if it reaches somewhere over plus 60,000 contracts, that's where I'll be a little more worried. But at this point of time, all the studies are actually saying that we should be headed higher, and the sentiments are very bad at this point of time. I mean, while the Nifty index might look at 25,300 or so, but we all know what is the state of the stocks, within the indices, right? So this is there. Now the thing is that if things are going to look up, what is it that we need to see, right? So as I told you, I mean, I think that the medium term we could be turning around. So if we are turning around from a medium term point of view, so what are the things that we have learned about the medium term, right? It is basically RMI, Dow trend, okay. And the other thing that is very important is I would actually look at what short covering is. I mean, where are it that the stocks have a lot of short positions, okay. So these are the few things that I would want to concentrate on. So firstly, when we go to the scanners, okay, right now I'm taking a basket of Nifty 500. Maybe you can take whatever basket you like, but because these are better traded stocks, that's why I'm taking that. So over here in weekly, we are getting a new buy. Okay, so there are almost around 30 stocks where we are getting new buy. Okay, let me check if I change it to buy and new buy. Okay, there are only 8 stocks that we are left with. So this is Campus that we have, Fortis, which is already running hot. Graphite is another one that seems to be looking up. Schaeffler, we had spoken about this. It is trying to break out from this resistance zone. SRF is another one. Actually, SRF is also, the setup is very interesting over here. I was looking at it the other day. So it had broken out from this resistance zone. It has been consolidating above that so far. Maybe valuations in all are little richer at this point of time, but the price action is very interesting. So this is one stock. Maybe it is worth keeping on the radar. What is it happening, because it has gone through a big consolidation phase for almost 3 years. Okay, and after that it has broken out and sustaining above that. So the setup over here definitely looks interesting. Star Health is another one. Tata Communication is another one. So yeah, I mean, we are seeing these moves, but as I mentioned, maybe if you want to broaden your horizon and look at the 30 stocks, the list can become interesting. Uh, you know, I would try to focus more on the stocks which are into the leading. Where we are seeing some leading performance over there. So say for example, Bank Nifty, okay, that seems to be doing good. So I would be interested to see what a Federal Bank, I mean, because it has given a bullish crossover here. So what is it doing? It appears like there is some consolidation that has happened, and probably it appears that that could be completing. Then there is Gale, which is into PSU index. So this also you can see up move, consolidation, and now trying to come up. Graphite, we already spoke about. Nifty IT is where there is a large short built up which is there. So over here also it seems like many of the stocks are giving crossovers. HCL Tech, Infi, Maharashtra Bank, this is also another PSU bank. A very good setup, right? Up move, consolidation, respecting the averages and now turning around. SRF, we already spoke about that. Star Health, Tata Com, TCS is another one that seems to be giving a bullish crossover on a weekly chart. Union Bank, again a bullish crossover visible on a weekly chart. So Wipro. So actually, if you see top IT stocks, that seems to have given a bullish crossover. And also, I might just want to see which are also the indices that are giving weekly crossover, because those will be the ones where the momentum can pick up, right? So Bank Nifty is the one, IT is another one, Nifty next 50, Nifty oil and gas. Okay, this is interesting. I did not know that oil and gas is giving a bullish crossover. Private bank, again a bullish crossover. So yeah, Bank Nifty broadly. Oil and gas is another interesting one. I need to check in oil and gas which are the ones that are giving those outperforming. Oil and gas. Okay. So here, GAIL is the only one within oil and gas which seems to be giving a bullish crossover. Uh, and in fact, on the daily, there is some sell. I think I need to see what is happening in oil and gas because this had not come to my mind. Nevertheless, so basically, see, this is one way. The other way, the best way, I mean, especially if you want, future liquid stocks and where you want to build some significant position as well, future heat map is the best one, I would say. So think of it this way, that the Nifty index has been in consolidation phase from this to this move. Okay. Now 30th June was the date. So custom, I'll take it as 30th June. Okay. Now, please remember there are few stocks where the OI is not adjusted due to split bonus or something. So we need to ignore those things. But say something like PGEL, okay, KFIN. So try to avoid the ones which are relatively newly listed. Ashok Leyland is one such example. I mean, where split and bonus has occurred. This we want to do it. Uh, but yes, I mean, this is one stock in that sense. Now over here, I want to concentrate majorly on the short built-up stocks. Okay, I want to see which are the ones that are relatively good and liquid names. So Wipro is the one which falls into IT, where huge shorting has happened. Okay, BDL is another PSU. Okay, so let me check BDL. Let me go to the futures chart. Okay, BDL also has seen a significant rise in open interest. Okay, so this is basically a newly listed stock, at least in FNO. Okay, so I might want to avoid that. Tata Elxsi Trend. Trend has been an underperformer. So yes, over here also, as you can see, there is a significant short build-up that has happened. Yeah, I mean, see, basically the basic idea is that to look for the stocks where there are significant short positions that have been built up. Okay, so Trend is another one. HFCL, Godrej Properties. So Motherson is due to split bonus, but Astral has also been a big underperformer. You can see over here, huge fall, basically a lot of shorting that has happened. It is also relatively newly listed, but wherever you see some patterns and all occurring, maybe you might want to concentrate on those stocks. Okay. uh, Marico. Oh, so Marico comes as a surprise because that was relatively doing well within FMCG. So need to see if actually the shorts have been built. Oh, so over here also there is a huge open interest which is there, which is almost at its life high. Uh, so I would believe that this was the phase of long build-up that has happened. After that, it was this sideways consolidation. Now again, I'm seeing some spike. So this is a blend of, yeah, but this largely looks as a long built up. So see, this is what can be deceiving sometimes. I mean, if you see the chart over here, what it look like is that a lot of long built up has happened in Marico, right? Because so of course now you want to see a lot more data. So what you can simply do is that wait, create a duplicate tab. Okay, Marico, and go inside the tab and just analyze the data. I mean, has I mean big dates. See, you can see over here there's a short built up, but we need to specifically see between July to August. Okay, so we specifically need to see between this zone and again between this zone, right? And we just need to identify basically where the build up has happened. So first, let us look at July. So it is between 25th of July. Yeah. Okay. Long unwinding built up. So long built up was over here. Short built up. See, long built up happening over here. So it was actually June. Sorry, I have to go up. Yeah. So see, you can see over here a bit of long built up, short covering. Yeah. So you can see over here short built up, short built up, short built up. But yeah, it seems like mainly it is more of long build up because you can see over here 6% long build up, 4% long build up. So over here at least it seems like there is a bit of a long build up. Then if we look at it from Feb, which is somewhere 19th of Feb, right? Long build up, long build up. So over here, see, there is a 11% which is short build up. Over here also, combine this 15%, there is a short build up. And now see, actually this is more of a short build up that we are seeing. After that, it has largely been short covering and so on. So yeah, I mean, while I was looking at it, it looked like that there was a long build-up that was in that phase, but it is basically in the down days where there is a lot of short build-up that has happened. So sometimes you need to go to that micro level to see what has happened. But yes, I mean, this is one stock where it appears that there is a lot of short build-up that has happened. And if you see the chart of Marico, it looks very nice, right? I mean, up move, consolidation, up move. This stock had come to my radar because previously also because over here this breakout had happened, right? Now see what has happened. Up move, consolidation, breakout, then up move. Now this is consolidation that seems to be happening, and probably it should be I mean, the setup is such that it looks good. Now, of course, what we need is a confirmation in RMI also turning around and so on. But definitely, one stock that is worth keeping on the radar because it seems to have done pretty well and it is consolidating at the time when a lot of FMCG stocks are collapsing. So yes, I mean, Marico is the another one. Then it's Shriram. Shriram is due to the split bonus that has happened, but it is DMart, Reliance, Ambuja, BSC, and so on. So basically, that is the way that you need to analyze. I mean, look out for the places where there has been a lot of price damage. Okay, and that price damage is due to the rise in open interest. That is the place where basically there is a lot of short built up that is over there. Okay, and then you need to look at the chart and see which are the points where a short covering rally can be triggered, I mean, those are the places where you might end up seeing some very good moves in the coming weeks and days. I mean, that is how I see it. Maybe if you'll have a better way to see it, uh, you can let me know. But over a period of time, I have seen that this works very well. So it does take a lot of patience for this to play out. But when it plays out, I mean, when the acceleration of short covering happens, that's where you get a very, very, fast move. And, you will just think that, maybe now a pullback can happen, maybe now a pullback can happen, but it never happens and it goes one way. So I've seen these things again and again. I think this will eventually play out in Nifty index and all these stocks where there are a lot of short built up. Okay. So Mandar, your question is that does high OI signifies high liquidity? No, no, no. It does not signifies high liquidity, but it tells you that, I mean, high OI means a lot of people have positioned in this stock. Okay. Now, whether it is bullish or bearish, that we need to see the data and identify. If it is a lot of bullishness, then you need to be a little careful because, OI is like a rubber band, right? It can go up only to a certain point of time. Now, I mean, what is that certain point is something that we don't know, but at some point, the OI will halt. So it's like if it is at an extreme on the upside or on the downside, a mean reversion has to happen. So all you need to identify is that if the OI is rising higher, what is it due to? Is it due to shorts or is it due to long? If it is due to shorts, then a short covering rally can come. If it is due to long, then a long unwinding is very much likely. Okay, so you always need to keep this in mind. I have explained this detailed in a webinar, as well as you will see it in the help section over here as well. Okay, rollover analysis. So rollover analysis, mehi inside I have spoken about OI interpretation as well. So think of it this way: OI analysis is like analyzing the monthly chart, and analyzing OI on a day-to-day basis is like you're trying to look at the daily chart and see how the OI is playing out. But I have explained it in detail. Even there are a lot of webinars that we have done on this. Please go through that, and I'm sure it will. You will find it helpful. Crossover today, it is at the upper circuit. Can we identify such stocks? Can we identify this type of stocks? So, okay. So see, I mean, over here at this point of time, we don't have those combination scanner. But what you might want to do is that, like you see over here, right? Gainers are there. You just put, say, a RMI indicator over here, Rohit momentum indicator. Okay, and simply analyze over here. Where is it that there are crossovers that are happening? So weekly, I did this chart. So it has seen an up move. And by the way, it is not at upper circuit. It is an FNO stock. So it might have, the circuit might have opened. So R power is another one where there is this on the daily chart. It is on an upper circuit probably. Jyoti CNC, similar case, 9% up. There is a crossover that could be happening. Reddington, Yes Bank, PGEL. Okay, again, similar thing. So what you might have to do is that you might have to go select over here which specific index you want to see. So at this point of time, all stocks are not there. But if you want a broader list, you can go to Nifty Total Market, because that consists of around 750 stocks, and it will even capture all the smaller names as well, like IS, GEC, then Reliance Infra. Now all this have turned up, but over here the weekly crossovers are not happening yet. Or if you want to do this, right, you simply create a watch list, make, now say for example, stocks gaining in Nifty Total Market. Okay, over here create a watch list, Now there are almost around 475 stocks that are gaining in total market today. So I made a watch list of this. Okay, over here if I see, the new watch list should come. That is a 495 stocks. You simply go to the scanners over here. Okay, go to RMI, put that basket. Okay, forget everything, untick everything, and just select stocks gaining in Nifty total market. Okay, and now over here you go and you do a bullish crossover. That is one way that you can quickly find out. Okay, where is it that bullish crossovers are happening? Okay, or if you want to see the stocks that are gaining today on a total market basis, which are greater than 5%, go to the heat map, go to all stocks. Okay, in NSE all stocks. Okay, go to price action, go for today. So there are 56 stocks that are gaining more than 5%. You simply click this, all the 56 stocks will be created over here. Put them in the list of stocks gaining more than 5%, right? Create a watch list. You will get this. Go to the scanners, go to RMI, and simply now select that only. Now, stocks which are gaining more than 5%. Wait 1 minute. Yeah, so over here, I mean, my developer has mentioned that because this screen does not get refreshed, that's why we end up getting this issue. But now see, just go back and come back again, this will be resolved. But now you can see that these are all the list of stocks that have gained more than 5% today. And in the weekly, you do it a new buy and you can see it over here. So here comes Annapurna. I don't even know the stocks. I mean, these stocks. But yes, you can find the list this way. Okay. I hope secret page of GAN, you understood. RMI crossovers in weekly is good for swing trading. No, so for swing trading, actually daily is good. Weekly, if you have a time horizon of 2 to 3 months, then weekly works well. But if you have a time horizon of say 10 to 15, 20 days, then daily works very well. Okay. Deepak, I mean, I know what you're trying to say. We have discussed all this in length earlier as well. You can just have a look at. You can just have a look at the RRG. You can see all the components over there which are looking well. I believe you have been attending almost all the sessions by now. You might be aware how to even identify stocks. So please, go through that. In fact, give me your insights. I would love to know, which are the stocks that are doing well. But for metal stocks, we have already spoken about it in the past. In fact, if you see Hindalco and all those things, they're almost near the 52-week high only. And in fact, see, there is one more interesting scanner I would like to show you. I'm not sure if you all are aware about this or no, but in NSE heat map, okay, if you do the percentage of stocks away from 52-week high, okay. So if you do this now, say for example, metal index, okay. Now these are the indices which are very much closer to the 52-week high. Now if you go the stocks within PSU banks, so say SBI, PNB, Indian Bank, and all those guys, okay, these are the ones that are near to the 52-week high. Okay, now these are the stocks that are away from 52-week high by say Union Bank, it is up away 12%, IOB is away 33%, Central Bank is away 38%. Some of you might want to play just for mean reversion and so on. I mean, you can very well look at this chart. In fact, I even sometimes try to see in FNO stocks, okay, which are the highest gainers, which are near 52-week high and so on. I mean, you might find this very, very helpful. So, you want to find the list of stocks who are away from 52-week high between 0 to 5, right? So you can simply click on this tab and you will get only that list. You can even create a watch list and try to find out which are the stocks which you might find it interesting. You can also do it away from. These are the list of stocks that are greater than. I mean, the fall has been greater than 25%. So some of you might want to play for the mean reversion as well. So you can very well do that. I mean, you can look into the stock and look at it, whether there is a crossover that is happening or no, and so on. So you can do it that way also. So this is also again a very interesting heat map look that we have created, because this quickly helps us understand which are the ones that are outperforming, which are the ones that are underperforming. I might want to do this for the Nifty index as well, because that Nifty index also, a lot of it managing thing happens, right? So you can see Eternal, SBI, Bajaj Finance, Steel, autos. I mean, these are all the themes that we have been speaking so far, right? These are all at the 52-week high or near the 52-week high. Now, the ones which are laggard are basically IndusInd Bank, Trend, TCS, Tata Motors, HCL Tech, Infi. So basically, all the IT, FMCG, few of the stocks, those are at, those are 25-30% away at the time when Nifty is just 1% away. So is there a catch-up rally in this that can play out? I mean, these are all the things that you can quickly understand, and you can try and analyze whether there are opportunities or no. Okay. So this is again, I think, a very, very useful, look that can help you scan the stocks very quickly. सागर, कुछ अच्छा लगे या ना लगे, आपका आना अच्छा लगता है. 20K आपके वजह से सर डेली न्यूज 20K बने आपके वजह से सर डेली न्यूज बहुत मैटर करता है. थैंक यू सो मच. Sagar means a lot. I mean, this is what keeps us going and makes us work even more harder. So thanks for the appreciation. Any way to identify re-rating candidates like Indian Bank after took over by Allahabad Bank, after took over Allahabad Bank 2 years, and I don't know. So see, re-rating candidates can only happen. I mean, see, you will have to find stocks which have underperformed a lot, correct, or which have already been outperforming. And the ones say that they are outperforming, you have to see whether, I mean, you will have to go to the charts. Now see, I'll honestly give you one example. Okay. Now, say for example, TCS. See, again, this is not a recommendation, but I'm just trying to teach you the thought process. At this point of time, unfortunately, we don't have the scanners of valuation, but we are working on it. So please give us some time. We should be able to do that. But you can see over here, right? See, in futures, there is a huge short position that has happened in TCS, correct? You can see over here that the build-up is very high. Secondly, if you see the technicals of that, it is trying to come up above the daily averages over here. Daily already bullish crossover has happened. Weekly a crossover might happen. Okay, and by the look of it, this might start looking like a wedge pattern, right? Now that wedge patterns are usually those reversal patterns. So this is there. Then apart from that, one of the very interesting thing is that if you go to the valuations, now this comes to your question of re-rating, right? If I see the PE of 1 year, it is near to -2 HD. If you see the PE of 3 years, it is below -2 HD, right? And now it seems to be gaining a bit of a up move over here in PE. If you see 5-year PE, it is again at -5 HD, right? So think of valuations as a Bollinger Band, where it has come down towards the lower end of its valuation. So you might have some safety over here. All you then need to know is whether technicals are supporting or no, right? So for this very reason, we had actually created strike valuation setup. And just to let you know, we have a webinar tomorrow okay, on strike valuation setup that I'll be doing at 10 a.m. tomorrow in the morning. So please register. If you have still not registered, then please register. You will find the link. Wait, I'll show you. How do you find out? So go to strike underscore IC at Twitter handle over here. See, there is this valuation thing that we have put it over here. Just click over here, register yourself for the Zoom webinar. We will do it, on Zoom only. I actually prefer doing on Zoom. That is because it becomes a lot more interactive. Sometimes people might not feel good about typing and knowing and going back and forth. But maybe on Zoom, you can simply unmute and ask your questions. I'll be happy to take those questions. Okay, so just go over here, click on registration, and register yourself. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. sharp, we'll be starting with the webinar. It might take around 1.5 hours or so to do this webinar, but I'm sure it will give a lot of value to you, especially at the time where we are feeling that there's a lot of overvaluation, etc., and so on. But yeah, we'll try to speak about this. Deepak, I have been questioning about metals. Yeah, yeah, I know, Deepak. I completely agree. I mean, we have spoken about this for a long time now, and metals in general looks very good on the chart as well. So, I mean, I wouldn't disagree to that. But the only point that I was trying to make is that we have already spoken about this many times. And to be very honest, I think you or someone had given the idea of Hind Copper as well when it was just at 270 or so. That's when, honestly, I had also not seen it. It came to my radar that time. Okay, and it has done extremely well. So, I mean, a lot of things even I get to know when we discuss over here. So, but I'm sure you are pro enough now to identify the stock. So I don't want to put the time over there. Uh, Hi Jay, do you have Q&A this Sunday? So tomorrow, Sriranga, we are doing a webinar on strike valuation setup. I mean, of course, I will be taking up questions other than strike valuation setup as well tomorrow. So if you have those questions, please join us. So see, typically between 10 to 11, that will be my explanation part. You can probably come after 11 o'clock if you only want to. If you only have Q&A, or else you can simply just post it over here, and I'll try and solve as many things as possible. I mean, I'll try to resolve it over here only in our daily sessions. But if you still want to talk one on one about the issues and so on, please do join us for that Zoom meet. Mandar, there are so many things in Strike. You all have put a lot of thought in building this. It is possible for your team to make a dummy guide of using Strike. So, Mandar, we have put those efforts on those lines. So, see, I mean, as you mentioned that there are a lot of features, people might get confused, and all those things. We had taken this feedback. That's where if you go in help section, whatever are our USPs, or where we have a specific strategy that this is how you have to do, and this is how you have to use the feature. We have put the videos over here of best features of Stripe. Please take out some time. These are 15 to 30 minutes video each, where we have explained you all the finer nuances that you have to see, uh, and how you can actually try and identify the stocks using these strategies. That is what we have tried to explain over here. I mean, beyond this, it is all those technical scanners and all those normal things which you all might be aware. But these are the things that are very unique and what we have built up, and there is a different way we look at it. So we have tried to make a video on that. Okay, I'm sure you might find it very helpful. If you have any questions, you're most welcome to ask. But just go to the help section, look out for the best features of Stripe. I think if you just concentrate on this, you should be good enough, to be very honest, in trying to find out the stocks. Deepak, great explanation on valuation. Okay, thanks a lot. But Deepak, do join us tomorrow. We are doing a webinar on the strike valuation setup extensively. So we'll be talking a lot more about what are the finer nuances you have to look into this. So do join us tomorrow. Okay. I think with that we are done for the day. It's a 45-minute session. Mohan, how to find good contra bets. So let's meet tomorrow, Mohan, for that. We'll speak about this more extensively, okay, in the strike valuation setup. Because for a contra bet, you need valuations on your side, right? And then what are the things that you might want to look out for? I mean, that we will discuss it in tomorrow's session more extensively, okay? So please do join us tomorrow. And once again, a reminder for people who have not yet registered, just go to strike underscore IC, follow us on Twitter, go over here, you will see, just scroll down a bit and you will see a webinar for tomorrow. Okay. Just click on your show more. Okay. Click over here and register yourself for the webinar. So tomorrow we'll be having it at 10 a.m. So please do join us and we'll be discussing a lot more. So this is more of a techno-funda approach. See, the whole idea is that the more things you put it in your analysis and the more confirmations you get, the better it is. Okay. I mean, some of you might also have these things, right? I have bought this stock, but now when to exit. So, I mean, those are all the things that we will be talking about tomorrow extensively. So please do join us for that. And I think for now, we'll have to wind up the session. It's 11:45. Let's catch up on Monday for this session. But of course, we are doing a webinar tomorrow. So please do join us for that. And let's learn about strike valuation setup more in depth, because it might take almost around 45 minutes to 1 hour to actually make you learn all those finer concepts in detail. So let's meet for that. And if you all have any questions also, if to be very honest, if you are not interested for the webinar, it's fine. I mean, if you all have seen it earlier, it's fine. But if you all have any specific questions, come after 11, join us. So between 11 to 11:45 or something like that, we will be doing those Q&As. You join for that. Ask me as many questions as you can, or whatever clarity you want on the concepts. Just come over there and ask me the questions. Okay. So thanks once again for joining, and let's catch up tomorrow for the webinar, and for the live session we'll be doing it on Monday. So thanks once again.